The trumpet is an instrument that can be used to create a variety of music. This instrument is as commonly found in an orchestra as it is in freestyle jazz. Professional trumpeter Ronnie Ingle is here to talk about the beautiful and unconventional sounds he can make with his trumpets. Thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Katie, for having me here.
Now, what is your history with the trumpet?
Well, my family were very musical people. My mother played piano, my father played guitar, and my brother played the trumpet. He got the trumpet from his uncle, so it was just a natural thing for me to do, is to take it out of the closet and play it.
Now, pretty much everyone has maybe, at least touched an instrument at some point in their life, but not many have, made it their career. What does that take to make it your career?
Well, you have to have a passion for it. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I think very early on there were some people in my life that were instrumental in me continuing. I learned about some professional trumpet players, in particular Doc Severinsen, Maynard Ferguson, and I just used to love to hear the sound of the trumpet. And as a result of that, I just continued to play the trumpet. I still love it today.
Okay, great. Where are some places that your trumpeting career has taken you?
Well, it's taken me to a lot of places. I recently have played in some international venues like Brazil. I played a concert there with Brazilian National Television in a festival there. I played in Australia recently, and Sweden. So I've played in a lot of places. I play here. I play around the United States. I do play a lot.
Now, what would you say was maybe your highest point of your career so far?
Well, in terms of performing, I think probably the concert that I did in Brazil, there were 2,500, maybe 3,000 people. It was on the national television. It was a big highlight. I played a solo with the orchestra there with Pro Musica. I think that was one of the biggest highlights.
Now, you are holding two different trumpets in your hand right now,
right.
And this one looks very familiar, but this one does not. What is this?
Well, this one is very fun. It's a Midi wind controller. It's an electronic instrument. And so what it does, I've always been really interested in synthesized sounds, but I've not been a piano player. If you can play a synthesizer, then you're okay. But if you're a trumpet player, you really can't do that. But now, you can do that with this instrument. It works and controls synthesized sounds in the same way a piano player can do it on a keyboard.
Now, we actually have some audio of this synthesized sound, and we're going to take a listen to that right now.
Thank you.
Now, that doesn't exactly sound like a trumpet. What are we listening to here?
Well, the piece is a piece called Meditation, Antonio Carlos Jobim. But the solo, it sounds like a guitar because that's exactly what it is, only it's triggered by this instrument. So you play the notes here, and the sound that comes out is a guitar. It could be a flute, it could be a helicopter. It really doesn't matter. What
are some of the benefits of this technology?
Well, there's a lot of benefits, and I'm really teaching this to my students in terms of being marketable. There's a lot of benefits. If you want to be hired as a trumpet player, that's great, and that's one thing. But if someone needs a bass player, if someone needs a flute player, they can hire you also. You just trigger it in the same way that you do a trumpet.
Well, now we've heard the synthesized sound, but we want to hear you play. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And what exactly are you going to be playing today?
Well, this is a piece by Alan Vizzuti, great trumpet player, great composer, and it's based on a Gregorian chant.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, and have at it.
Thank you for having me.
North Dakota, you're watching Studio One. We'll be right back after this.